As the House considers the defense appropriation bill today that costs the American people $831 billion, it's important to talk about that this is the funding for our great men and women serving in our military and our nation's defense. The Department of Defense's mission statement is to deter war and ensure our nation's security.
This is Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I was never expecting the day where I will agree with her. And this is fascinating. I already made one reaction video a long time ago about like how she told some journalist that she has to go back to her country or whatever, and that was a hilarious video. And now she come up with this what is called resolution? No, it's an amendment. And she's proposed that in Congress, and we're going to cover it today.
As the House considers the defense appropriation bill today that costs the American people $831 billion, it's important to talk about that this is the funding for our great men and women serving in our military and our nation's defense. The Department of Defense's mission statement is to deter war and ensure our nation's security. And that is worthy of the American people's hard-earned tax dollars.
The reason that I want to do the video is because it's absolutely, I'm just using it for context, you know. I do not care about like the whole details. That's not what I do on this channel.
However, the American people are $37 trillion in debt. So this is money.
And so the thing that I wanted to cover, let me see if I can find it. So I was doing a little bit of research, and I was trying to find like just to measure, like, you know, just to understand like the context of what we were talking about. So just these two wars, Iraq and Afghanistan, $8 trillion was spent. Another post 9/11 operation, 2.9 trillions. And this doesn't include the Homeland Security budget, the foreign aid, and the economic impact. These people are robbing you. I'm telling you, this is serious. So a lot of money is being spent on these. I mean, trillions of dollars. I mean, do you realize how much money is $1 trillion? Imagine all the infrastructure you can have, all the goddamn fucking, you know, roads, and, you know, everything was built like 7 years ago, and nobody want to maintain it. Yeah, I mean, in the coastal states and all that, if you live in a big city and all that, it's maintained. But once you drive like 15 minutes outside the city, it's like everything looks like from 100 years ago.
Spent that they already don't have. My amendment would strike $500 million in funding for nuclear-armed Israel's missile defense system. And it's important to phrase it that way. Israel is a nuclear-armed nation, which is very capable of defending themselves, and they have.
No, they cannot defend themselves. See, this is one thing that I mean, I didn't watch the video. I know what she did and the amendment that she proposed, and I also see the result of it. But this thing about they cannot defend themselves. Stop lying, man. Israel is only doing what it's doing because you allowed them. America is allowing them to act this way. You acting as a bodyguard. Now, not her specifically, but I'm talking as America. And when I mean America, you know, it means the power structure, like. And so this idea that they got nuclear weapon, like, who gave it to them? You?
As we've watched on the world stage. The U.S. already provides Israel with $3.8 billion annually in foreign aid. $3.8 billion. That's a lot of money. Additionally, the April 2024 security supplemental included $8.7 billion for Israel. That is nuclear-armed Israel. And during the recent 12-day war, the U.S. used 15 to 20% of our terminal high-altitude area defense missiles stockpiles defending nuclear-armed Israel, which cost us over $800 million.
Shit. Look at all this money is spent on illegal stuff. I mean, do you realize? I mean, a lot of Americans have this idea that they're just gonna get away with it, you know. But when there is like when the day of judgment comes,
$100 million provided in this bill will fund Israel's, that is nuclear-armed Israel's, missile defense system, the Iron Dome, David Sling, Arrow system. Yet Israel is a nuclear-armed nation. That's a pretty big deterrent for any of their enemies. Any nation that has a nuclear bomb has the greatest threat against their enemies.
Yeah, but it does act above the law. See, where nobody can verify, they're not signatory of this, what is called the Atomic Agency International Energy. I can't remember its name. But you have to sign this freaking contract where you have inspector, looking at your nuclear weapons and your nuclear facilities and monitoring everything, just like you did with Iran, right? Iran has to sign it, but Israel doesn't have to. And the reason is doing what is doing Israel is because America is allowing it. You are shielding them in the media, shielding them, at the United Nations by vetoing the resolution and all that. Now, we can't go through everything, but just saying that they got nuclear weapon, they're acting above the law, just like America is acting above the law.
USA typically accounts for 15 to 20% of Israel's defense budget, even though Israel, nuclear-armed Israel, has universal health care for their citizens.
And this is something that you will never have. You bunch of dumbasses. Everybody, every country, even the countries that you say they are underdeveloped and third world, they still have free healthcare. And look at you. You're looking like a fool. Talking about like healthcare is not a human right. You must be joking. I saw this picture on Twitter. There was like these two countries that didn't recognize the food as a human right. And there was only two countries. There was like the United States of America and Israel. The two psychopath countries. Don't want to say that food is a human, like, wow. Like, I'm amazed by that. I'm just doing it for entertainment. I mean, because like I said, in previous videos, I really do not care about the outcome. I don't think you can fix it because this shit about
for their citizens, they're able
about the results of the votes. I'm going to explain to you why this democracy this fake system that you created is not going to help you
to provide that. However, here in America, we're $37 trillion in debt.
Yeah, you go in debt for trying to get an education in the United States. And some European country, even Europeans, even though like there is the same type of like Western type of it's the same West, but even then, like they have a lot of like socialism and social program and all that, subsidizing education and all that. Sometimes you can get free, like in Germany, for example. You are paying like 200 euros per semester in Germany to get a university degree. Motherfuckers in America spending like $30,000 or $70,000, to get like a master. Like this is absolutely like.
To strike $500 million in foreign aid will ensure an America.
And I'm saying that because it's unique. I'm not saying just to criticize because everything is unique. Just like the violence in America is also unique. Everybody looking at the level of violence and everybody's horrified. The violence inside of the territory and especially outside. But everywhere you go, like every time you see American, you see violence.
The first Department of Defense, and that is exactly what we need, and we haven't had for a very long time.
And so we're not going to finish the video. I just came across this article. This article was written by this gentleman over here. Here's his picture. His name is Sean King. I don't follow him, but I just want to give him credit for writing the article. So the vote was 422 to 6. Last week, the U.S. House of Representatives voted on a bill to send $500 million in additional funding to Israel. This on top of the $3 billion, where we already heard that information. So the timing, just hour after Israel bombed the Holy Family Catholic Church. I don't know why they keep talking about this church. I mean, it's like, why this selective outrage? You only outrageous because it's a church, because it's just like somehow there's like Christian people die. Well, what about the 60,000 Muslims? I mean, I don't understand. Like everybody's talking about this church getting bombed. Okay, it's tragic, but like, why the emphasis? Like, why it's everywhere? Everybody's talking about it. It's not a big deal when you consider the context of what's going on around it. I mean, please explain to me. This is where I completely lose my ability to reason, you know. Somebody has to explain to me. Or maybe it's the oldest church in the region. Okay, well, maybe because of that, I don't know. So 422 members of Congress voted yes. So you literally have the vast majority of the Congress having a single opinion about the entire situation. So it's like, so this is the list is quite interesting. Like I said, I wasn't expected to agree with the Marjorie Taylor Greene, but it's like miracles. Sometimes miracles happen, you know. Anyway, there's like this Rashida Tlaib. I don't know what is that, but it seems Rashida is an Arabic name, so she's probably a Muslim. This Ilhan Omar, she's also a Muslim, and I know she's a Muslim because every time you see Islam in America or in the West, it's like there's like some controversy going on. So I've seen some viral clips of her and all that. I'm not very familiar with the American politics. I'm just like quite fascinated by how y'all running the system. Summerly, I have no idea who this person is. This guy was the one who's Al Green. Is the one who protested with when Trump was got elected. Thomas Massey. I don't know who this person is. And then you have MTG. Yes, that's the last name. And this person seems to be familiar with the details. He says if there's one thing that binds all 6 of these lawmakers together, it's if this one. No one of them takes a single penny from APEC. Well, I don't think APEC has nothing to do with the thing. That's just another conspiracy, you know, to blame shift, you know. So they can't tell the truth because they're not bots. And also, even if that was true, even if there's this so-called this Jewish lobby is controlling, you know, the politician and all that, the Congress people. Okay, well, even if that was true, where these people came from that system, why are they allowing themselves to be corrupted? Meaning they themselves are corrupted. There's multiple lobbies, you know, there's a lobby for agriculture, for the rifle association, for the poultry, for the different interest group. And I said I don't agree with money in politics. Yeah, I think it's terrible. Money should not be involved in politics. But the fact remains, she told a deeper truth than 400 plus Democrat and Republican combined. And that's everything that you have to understand from this whole, because this is what why I decided to make the video. The fact that only 6 people in that country, these people, that the one they're representing the general public. Of course, you can't have everybody in Congress. So of course you need a small group of people, but these people, they don't even represent the American public. Because I mean I haven't seen any statistics but it seems a huge majority of American people do not want to send more money to Israel, you know, and so this is the system that you created. And I was trying to talk about like the how are you going to solve this problem, but my lawyer told me to not talk about it. But I can tell you one thing: you're not gonna vote your way out of this mess. There is no political party, either the Democrats or nobody's gonna, or the Republican. Nobody's gonna help you. This is pretty much like you have been conquered, and that's pretty much everything that I have to say. Anyway, see you next time.